Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Cash's Conversation Corner, or this corner of the internet. I'm just having a conversation with who's ever willing to join me over here, so once again, thank you for joining me. And yes, the title, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm going to be talking about in the title. So yeah, that is already relevant, and I'm just going to kind of go over a few things. I'm actually going to let you guys, or I am going to watch with you Tim Pool's reaction, because I feel like he's more reactive than I could even be, because I've been keeping up with this for so long. I remember checking out the police report. Not only the police report, I listened to the whole footage because they released that early on, and I think Candace Owens was on this. That's another one y'all gotta make sure y'all keep up with Candace Owens. She I believe she was covered it and did her whole little thing on it, and she was connecting the dots like she does and pulling out articles. And I mean, that lady is like, she reminds me of like the modern day like a Where in the World is I don't know why Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego like came into my head, because Carmen said she wasn't a detective, you had to find her. Or was she a detective? I'm gonna look that up. But either way, for some reason Candace Owens just reminds me of this like master detective dude, because she may not like, okay, so she doesn't do a ton of like actual foot on ground, but she knows how to pull information and get people's like little quips and like, oh dude, it is just like a preponderance of evidence. She is able to produce such a preponderance of evidence on situations. It just shatters your mind, and it sounds like a conspiracy theory. She's just ill. She's ill, dude. So check her out, Candace Owens. She was on top of this. So when I saw this, I wasn't even surprised. I was like, oh yeah, yep, and then there's another guy that I check out, and we're gonna just kind of look over at his page, and I might hit play on this stuff for a second. I don't know if it'll get me kicked off of anything. It probably won't get me kicked off of Rumble. I mean, he is on YouTube with it, so it's a YouTube clip, so I guess it shouldn't get me kicked off, but it still might, because yeah, I'm gonna try to skip anything that might get me kicked off. I'm telling y'all. I am telling y'all. Oh yes, lead attorney. I didn't even say his name. Lead attorney. Check out lead attorney. He's good. All right, so we're gonna watch. I try not to put people's, obviously, their whole video up, but I want to show you a lot of what Tim Pool's reaction on this, because it's hilarious. I'm gonna mute myself, but this is killer. And like I said, I already knew most of this stuff. This wasn't a surprise to me. This was less than a surprise. This was less than a surprise. Less than a surprise. So, let's go. We're gonna... Okay. Alright, guys. Check this out.
Star who shot up Trump Resort and claimed to be Diddy's sex slave signed NDA with rapper in exchange for $5 million. Bombshell report. Okay, this one's a mouthful. So apparently, here's the story. The Diddy trial has begun, and this guy who took an American flag and went into a Trump hotel before ranting about Trump, Obama, and Diddy, started shooting at cops. He got shot. He was fine. He was arrested. Apparently now a report has come out. He actually did have an NDA with Diddy, and he's testified or given a statement that he was a slave for Diddy. What? You know what, man? Let me just say this to all you people out there. I'll believe anything at this point. Come to me and tell me that the moon is made of cheese, and I'll say, okay, well, all right. I'm at this point, this Diddy stuff is getting absolutely insane. I got two stories for you. One about this new bombshell report. It is gross. And of course, reading the context from 2018 about this guy, and it gets very weird. Take a listen. All right, I already read you the headline. I don't need to read it again. A former porn star who allegedly shot up one of President Trump's Florida resorts before claiming to have been Sean Diddy Combs' sex slave had signed an NDA with the disgraced rapper, according to a report Wednesday. I don't know how I'm reading this news, man. I saw the headline and I was like, what? How could all of these buzzwords be in one headline? Jonathan Oddie was arrested in 2018 after he was reportedly caught on camera carrying a U.S. flag and ranting about the president as he stormed into the lobby of the Trump National Doral Golf Club before getting into a shootout with cops. Following his arrest, Oddie made a series of claims to police, including that he'd been kept as a sex slave by Combs. Video from the interview shows. Quote, I'm gonna paraphrase. I'm not going to quote, actually. He said, I did things with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would do things and tell me what to do to Cassie. I was like a sex slave for them. That's what I was. A picture of an NDA allegedly signed by Oddie and Combs in Miami in 2014 emerged Wednesday, seemingly backing up the former porn star's ties with the rapper, who is facing trial for alleged sex abuse and trafficking. Okay, let's go back in time. Miami Herald, October 25th, 2018. Let's go back in time and look at the context of what happened here. They say, less than a year ago, a South African native, Jonathan Oddie, proudly posed behind a backdrop of an American flag touting his new citizenship. God bless the USA. Finally an American, he wrote on Instagram. On Friday morning, he unfurled the American flag inside the South Florida hotel owned by the nation's president, then got into a firefight and chase with police while ranting about Donald Trump, Barack Obama, and bizarrely, rap mogul P. Diddy, according to law enforcement. Now, this is 2018, well before the average person knew about the allegations against Diddy and his, what did he have, 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Ugh. Anyway, investigators late Friday were still trying to unravel the motivations of Oddie, a 42-year-old fitness junkie and businessman who appeared to become unhinged while attacking the Trump National Doral Miami resort. Oddie suffered police gunshots to the legs and faces charges of attempted murder. Agents raided his nearby apartment to recover phones, electronics, and other evidence that might reveal what led to the bizarre incident. On social media, Oddie lists himself as a fitness instructor, real estate investor, and manager at Pegasus, a business dealing in minerals and gemstones. Weird. He also had a very Miami side job. About 5 years ago, he was a regular stripper for Dancing Bear, a South Florida website that produced videos of raucous staged parties involving women performing acts on male dancers. He was pretty laid back, said one former dancer. He was a pretty decent guy, no real signs of anger management. They go to mention where he lived, that he used to be married to a lawyer. Numerous online public postings provide few clues to his motive and offer mixed political leanings. On Instagram, he posted a meme from Turning Point USA. The meme contrasts a U.S. soldier with NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who knelt during the national anthem to protest police brutality. So here's the guy. I'll look at his Instagram account, reveals a scores of posts, most of them screenshots of news stories. Okay. He fawns over First Lady Melania Trump. I'm just going to say this. What if this dude, who was allegedly a slave for Diddy, went to Trump Doral, not a smart guy, I'm not accusing him of being smart, but thinking, I got to get word to Trump about what is going on with Diddy? Maybe. I have no idea. Oddie said so back to the New York Post. Oddie said he agreed to the NDA in exchange for $5 million. And it was signed around the same time that he's divorced his wife, attorney Tanya Troutwine. She told the Daily Mail, which first published the document. The date of that contract was around the same time as our divorce. I almost feel like he divorced me because he came to all this money and so I wouldn't claim it. But our lives were already going in different paths. I started feeling a third wheel in someone else's life rather than a wife. Oddie started to change after moving from his job as a stripper at bachelorette parties to porn star, Troutwine said. Okay, you were already in trouble, lady. I'm sorry. Like, You know, he met Diddy around this time at a party at the ultra-exclusive Star Island in Miami Beach, Troutwine believes. As Adi spent less time with his wife, she believes he started partying more with Combs and Ventura. Diddy just has those radiating personalities, and I can tell that he really enjoyed the attention. Is Cassie Ventura Sean Combs' wife? Like, who is that? Because if she is she married to Diddy? She is. It's his partner. I don't know if they're married. But does that make Diddy a cuck? Like in the literal sense? Yo. I hope you guys are, I don't know. I don't know what kind of emotions I'm supposed to get from this, to be completely honest. Part of me is like, this can't be real. The Diddy trial is beginning, and this is how it starts? Honestly, I can't say I'm surprised. Okay, anyway. Diddy just has those radiating personalities, and I can tell that he really enjoyed the attention, you know. He likes to be the king. Johnny would have played perfectly into that. Troutwine decided to get out of the marriage after discovering Adi was having an affair with a fellow porn star. They had filed for divorce by August 2014, but were still on good terms. He kept on insisting that we sign the divorce paperwork, which I thought was very odd how he wanted to get things going so quickly. It was only later I found out he had signed this agreement. Adi claimed he was making just $2,000 a month as a fitness trainer and had a net worth of negative $1,800 in the divorce documents. Despite that, he went on a spending spree less than a month after the divorce was finalized, buying 5 distressed properties for $765,000 in the space of 2 months. NBC Miami reported this, citing Miami-Dade County property records. All the properties were purchased mortgage-free, suggesting they were bought with cash. Probably, it could be, that's the most likely. We could obviously entertain other ways it was purchased, like Diddy bought them and then held the note for him. All the properties were purchased mortgage-free. This would have been around the same time that he allegedly received $5 million, a windfall from Diddy. Troutwine lost contact with Adi until she heard about his dramatic shootout with cops in May of 2018. After carrying the American flag into the golf resort lobby, Adi began shouting about Trump before allegedly shooting at officers who shot him in the legs before arresting him. He faces charges of attempted murder of law enforcement officers, armed burglary, and armed grand theft, and is still in a Florida jail awaiting trial. That's 7 years ago, man. Adi's apparent breakdown came just months before Cassie Ventura ended a relationship with Combs for good. Quote, I don't think it's a coincidence. So if any of this is true, that P. Diddy abused Cassie or was being aggressive, Johnny definitely would have softened the situation and would have tolerated the abuse instead. Well, Wikipedia says they're still partners. I don't know. She said she has spoken to her ex-husband since the arrest and said that he had heard his interrogation video with police had resurfaced in the wake of the damaging allegation against Combs. Ventura accused Combs of drugging, raping, and beating her during their on-off relationship spanning 10 years in a civil suit with the mogul. Wait, what? Really? I just looked this up because it says right now on Wikipedia her partner is Sean. Oh, I'm sorry. They ended in 2018. It is there. That is there. My bad. It says they were together from 2007 to 18. Combs allegedly forced Miss Ventura to engage in adult activities with dudes while filming and giving off to it, the complaint states. Yo, Diddy's a cuck? Matching some of the claims made by Adi. Like, I'm not trying to say that to be like a dick. I'm saying, like, that's the literal definition of it. He's, like, watching some dude go at his girl, and he enjoys it.
All right, yeah, so Deadpool, he can't believe what's going on. This is crazy, dude. This stuff has been happening for a while. People have been digging in this. I think he says something like this was well before any allegations, like the 2018 thing. No, there was already a bunch of allegations. There was a bunch of other people who had signed NDAs, I believe, these other women. I think around that same time that video came out where he beat some girl up in a hallway or something like that. You guys feel free to look at that. That was a while back too. And then that whole thing, maybe that was Cassie that happened to. Wild. Dude was also talking about, if y'all can find the tape, he was talking about that liquid coke. He was talking about how, like, rap is just, like, a front to be bringing in all these drugs and all this crazy stuff. Dude, That was wild. So you guys need to check out some other streamers as well. Lead Attorney's the other one. So I'm gonna show you guys a little bit on Lead Attorney.
All right, but they're saying Drewski did it. Man, right? Ain't this something? And see, this is how it starts. This is how it all starts. Why? Because what does Renee say? Renee says, "Lead, I'll let you do it."
Yeah, so y'all definitely gotta check Lead out. He's actually got the whole whatever you call it, the case file. He goes through the whole thing because it's available right now, and he goes through it. He's been I think he's been a lead or he was a divorce attorney for 10 years or something like that. So he knows a lot of different little angles about that type of stuff, and he points out a lot of cool little things. But yeah, check out Lead Attorney. He was talking about it, but like I was saying earlier, the person that gave me all the information on it from the get-go is Candace Owens. And 2018, they were talking about that then. Either they were talking about that then, or that was being talked about a few years ago. Maybe not so much in 2018, but I do kind of remember hearing about that to a degree. And I was watching Candace Owens almost from the beginning, like when she was crushing BLM and doing that whole thing. I was like, yeah, I like this lady. She's the type of person I like. She's one of these African American people that I actually like. So very interesting. But y'all need to go check all of that out. This stuff has been going on for a while. I mean, this stuff is nuts, dude. It is nuts. And my whole thought is this might just be what is going to be able to get us to crack into what's going on with the Jeffrey Epstein thing. I feel like this Jeffrey Epstein and Diddy are gonna eventually cross paths, and they're gonna get some type of crazy information. It's gonna be nuts, dude. Wild stuff. Well, alright, thank you guys again for joining me on Cash's Conversation Corner, where I keep the conversation going on this little corner of the internet of mine. If you guys enjoyed me today, if you enjoyed the story, you enjoy my antics and my act and my whole little situation I got going on here, like, share, subscribe. Remember, I try to be impartial. I have my own way of thinking of things. I check out ground news, and I check out a lot of other news sources and sets of information to kind of just to come up with my own opinion. And I think you guys should do the same thing too. Thank you again for joining the conversation. You guys take it easy. Peace.